the studios of Marconi. And so you're going to have a realistic overview of all the instruments, all the technical environment. We always use to post-produce the video lessons, to create also video promotional for activities, for the project, for companies. So it could be interesting. And that's the reason we would like to make with the contribution of this meeting. Also, we would like to produce a video promo of this event, of this training. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I will go very quick in some pictures because this is the presentation I have already introduced it to you in previous meetings. It is important to exploit today and to understand all the resources that you have, all the documents. Okay, just wait. Hello, good morning. Good morning. And it is important to be aware of all the urgent documents we need for the progress report. We need as soon as possible, and which is the financial reporting period related to the progress report, and all the documents we will need in a later stage, but you have to keep the proof of payment. So this is our budget. We at the moment, and with all the staff and the resources for the staff, the travel. The travel is the cost for the travel itself. So since the time you went out from home and you arrived to the place. Cost of stay, it includes all the expenses you have incurred for accommodation, for local transports, for lunches and dinners and so on. In the travel cost, it's included the flight, it's included the train to go to the airport, and it includes also the visa cost. Of course, sometimes it could be, it's based on unit costs. We're going to remind it later on. And I know that in sometimes could be not so good, it's not enough rate. But these are the rules of financial European Union for the Erasmus Plus project. This is our financial planning. As concerned the tranche of payment, and now we are reporting until the 21st month, so since October 2022. So you have to provide documents or updated documents, revised document regarding mainly the staff since until
Yes, yes. I was just asking Sarah. Sorry, not Sarah. You, Ilaria. Could you please fill the slides on? I mean, enlarge the slides to the full screen. It's because it's difficult to read them here.
okay.
I mean, if it's not possible, that's okay. It's just because I cannot actually read what you have in the slide.
Okay, let's see if you have some meet. No.
No, no.
No,
So,
torna indietro.
sorry, Ilaria, if you cannot, if it's not possible, that's okay.
I don't. Oh.
No, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. No, only if you could fill in full screen, but as you cannot,
Ah,
that's okay.
full
No worry.
screen. Ritorno
Ma
su
non si...
Google. Ritorno su Google. Ritorno su Meet.
Is it better now? I don't
Yes,
know.
that's okay. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
sorry. Because we have the beamer
No
here,
worry.
so it's not an usual presentation for Zoom. So
But you will have the
Don't worry. Don't
presentation
worry. It's
uploaded
okay. Thank you.
on the Google Drive archive. So you will have the presentation inside, so you can go through.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Sarah.
okay, so the reporting, the documents we have mentioned to some of you to have to be should be delivered. Um, regards the financial period for the project report is from since the beginning of the project, so January 2021 to mid of October, as specified in the email from Renzo. And mainly the reporting cost, yes, are related to the documents, are related to the staff cost. Um, and of course, the cost of the fee from Condor Agency for the payment of the second tranche of payment. Some of you maybe have some subcontracting, but mainly the majority is just to report the staff cost. Uh, in the second, so in the future, we have to report also this travel and the purchase of the equipment with all the documents. But it's something later, the 14th of October. So for this progress report, we don't have to report these activities. So, as I mentioned, it's since the beginning of the project, since mid of October 2022, and it's of course related mainly to the staff cost documents. So, timesheet, joint declaration, and supporting documents for the staff cost. So, the contracts, the proof of payment, and so on. Some of you could have some subcontracting for example, the other costs for some work package leader. But in the second stage, later in the future, we have to report also the equipment purchase and subcontracting for the external evaluator, for the quality assurance, and of course, Condor services for also the other tranches. Um, so that's the what about this document we are going to send to the work package leader. I have already sent the email to the work package leader. It's the table of achievements we have to present for the progress report. So of course, it regards the work package leader. If you have some questions or doubts, we can have a bilateral meeting. You can make any questions, and we are going to give you feedback. What about a reminder of the staff cost? We have had an internal reporting in the previous stage. So we have had also financial bilateral meetings between us, but it is important this time because it's an official deadline. So it is important to have good numbers and good documents to be provided to the agency. So joint declaration and timesheet, it's a document for the individual staff member. And of course, the number of days claimed in one document should be the same of the staff days claimed in the timesheet and vice versa. And of course, the proof of contractual relationship, so with summary, of course, in English. And as consider the timesheet, some of you included the meetings, included activities, but financial regulations state that it is important to have proof to justify the days you have claimed. And the later point is payslip, salary payment, so the proof of payment, the proof that the staff have been paid. Okay, that's quite important. We have set another final strict official deadline. Otherwise, we will not be able to include the information in the progress report, which is the end of November. We have to present all the documents, the progress report, and we have to include in the platform of the European Commission. So we need time to do it. And we have the first half of December. So this is a strict deadline, the end of November. I know that some of you talk with Renzo. I know that there were exchange of emails. So please exploit this meeting, exploit the next week to finalize the document and send the document, the final document concerning the staff. Of course, the staff should be the staff days should be compliant with the activities made. So work package 1, the research is mainly accounted in the first year of the project, and then work package 2 is of course now it's our main effort. And then, of course, there is a quality, dissemination, and management, which are cross-work packages. You can take some effort from each work package to be accounted at the same in this period.
Ilaria, may I ask something?
Okay, yes.
Well, sorry for asking you so many things and not being
No.
there. But
It's a pleasure.
okay. As you know, I have submitted to Renzo the draft timesheets. I haven't received any feedback still. As soon as I get his feedback, we'll make the necessary adjustments and sign the timesheets. But I'm still waiting for his feedback. Okay, just for you to be updated on that. Thank you.
Yes. The reason, because for the meeting we have had some extra, engagement. So, but we absolutely provide you a feedback in the next week, and so you will have all the information to have the final document.
Well, Ilaria, also in regarding to the subcontracting, as for the external evaluator, as you know, because it have been copied in the emails, the deadline is this Friday, and there were expressions of interest for that they will submit a proposal. And we should, we'll address this issue later on the work package 5 presentation. But anyway, just to tell you that I suppose that we'll be able to meet the deadlines that we have agreed amongst us. So that will by mid-December we'll have a contract, or at least the process of the contracting will be well advanced.
Okay, the very good news. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay, so this is a screenshot of the timesheet for each person for each profile. So you could have chosen to have one person with different profile. It could be a manager, it could be a researcher, or could be a researcher and also an administrative staff. What is important that you have your budget. In the budget is specified because is what we have included in the project proposal. You have for each work package or type of work package a number of manager days, a number of researcher days, and administrative and technician. So it's not possible to claim for 60 days of managers because it doesn't comply with the budget. So you have to see your budget, see how many days you have for each work package for and make a sort of financial planning based, of course, on the activities you have realized. So that's some tips because we they come from some documentation we have received in this the previous month. Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. First, I have to say that the progress report, so the financial documents you have to send by the end of November, don't include this meeting because this meeting will be accounted in the next. So you have to include all the activities by the 14th of October. Okay, this is the first. But it is important to say that for this meeting, you can account, so for the next reporting, okay, for the next, of course, you can report, first of all, the attendance of the meeting, so 8 days since you went out from home, since you came back, okay, because, of course, if the travel is related to the if you go aware, of course, it could be different. But if the purpose of the travel is this meeting, this study visit, you can account since the day you left home and then when you came back. You're going to, in this case, it is important to understand that the manager for the European Commission could be one, sometimes two persons because the manager is the coordinator of the team. So even if all the visitors, all the attendees have a very high role in the university, unfortunately, it's not possible to account maybe all the people as managers because the role in the project management is could be different from the role in the university. It means that it's in the same. If in a university there is a researcher that could have the role of a manager because he is the scientific reference of the project, so he has to coordinate, has to lead, has to decide if something is good or not, and so on. But it's a leading role. So it doesn't have, sometimes the European Commission in financial audit rejected the days, too many days for too many managers, because they say that in a team, we should have one manager, as in a company. You cannot have 6 managers at the same level because otherwise it could be difficult to coordinate. So it could happen. So that's the reason, because it's how many days. The answer is 8. Okay, how many days you can account for this meeting for the attendance is 8 days. So in the next timesheet, the next reporting, you can include in November, you can include for attendance of the project meeting and study visit in Rome, 8 days, but then you can account also extra days for the preparation of this meeting. So, for example, to draw up some articles, to draw up some presentation. So you can account maybe 3-4 days more, the time you needed to prepare the documents for the meeting. So, yeah. Okay. Yes, the most important, unfortunately, the most important, information to take into account is your budget. So you know that you have a specific number of manager, a specific number of researcher, a specific number of technician and administrative. It depends on you who want to account and how many days you want. So it's not, unfortunately, when you submit a project proposal for a call from the European Union, it is important for them to have just few days of managers because they have a higher price, a consistent number of researcher days because they usually in a scientific project they do most of the work. And then you have a technician a lot if it is a technological, aims purpose, and administrative is another percentage. So the reason, because you have in your budget a restriction regarding the managers, research, is because there is a balance that we have to comply with. We submitted the proposal. So in your case, if the engineer, or if it is a very high profile in your university, is responsible for the equipment purchase, for the selection of the equipment, you can also decide to give him not a technician because he has a lower, but could be a researcher. Okay, it depends, of course, of the choice. Unfortunately, what we as coordinator cannot change is the number of days for each category for each of you. That's the reason, because sometimes Renzo is forced to ask you to revise the documents if you are claiming too many managers days, and maybe there is the reply, but it's a rector, but it is a deputy of the university, so it's quite important. But unfortunately, the role in the project is different, and you can account, of course, the rector as a manager, but you have a limit in the number of days you can account. So that's the answer. Any other questions? Be free to exploit this moment. Timesheet for the progress report and timesheet for a later stage, and the commission requires also to put in the description of the task in the timesheet. Sometimes you have received a feedback on this specific request. Should comply with the activity mentioned in the application form and in the work plan. So you have work package, for example, 7, and you have activity 7.1, or work package 2 and activity 2. etc. It is mentioned in the work plan, is one of the first documents we have given to you, and it is important to see in the description to say, yes, attendance to the project meeting and study visit. It could be included in the study visit of work package 3, for example, because it's a sort of training, or it could be included also in work package 2 or in work package 7. But it is important to make a reference of the activity mentioned in the work plan. The activity, okay, the task described in a timesheet, we suggest you, but of course it's up to you in which way you fill the documents. I suggest you to fill first the timesheet, because it's a more detailed description and you have a calendar, and then to fill the joint declaration with a sort of summary of the activities mentioned in the timesheet. It's a sort of contract for that period for that person. And if you have 2 roles, you have to have 2 timesheets, one if you are a manager, one if you are a researcher, and so on. So 1 timesheet for 1 person for each role. This is the joint declaration, but you already have in your reference document. And yes, about this is the unit cost related to the staff cost. Actual cost is of course based the cost that you have actually incurred. So we have, for example, the equipment. Okay, you have a budget, you have 26 and something like that. You can spend within that budget, but of course the invoices could be not in unit cost, but based on the real cost. And as concerns the equipment, now you are approaching to purchase of the equipment. We recommend you to be fast. We recommend you to have to make everything sort of also to send a tendering procedures. So to to be very clear in searching for the best value for money. It is important for the Commission to be sure that you have chosen not a friend, maybe, and a company, but you have to choose the cheapest. Okay, so that's the reason, because they asked for a tendering procedure. So you have to inform the audience, the providers, that you need some equipments, and so you are going to receive some quotations, some proposals for them, some offers, and you have to demonstrate that you have chosen the cheapest. So that's the tendering procedures we have asked to carry on. We have, has mentioned it by email. Thanks. It's not a good, of course, news, but we have decided to move the equipment budget of Sharif University, who was unfortunately was forced to leave the project, and to transfer to equipment to each of you. So you have at disposal an increased budget. So from 20 to 1,000 something like that euro, you have 26,000, etc. Of course, you have you have sent to us a list of items you would like to buy. We have asked for the approval of the project officer, so we kindly ask you to be very compliant to the approved list. I don't know if you have any questions regarding the equipment, because it's now the stage for you. In the next reporting period, we are going to present also the invoices. If you have any invoices in Farsi, please a brief translation just to understand what kind of items it refers to. And then the documents of the tendering procedures also, of course, they will be in Farsi, so a brief translation just to understand the key information of the document. And then they asked to have a label and put the item in a sort of institutional inventory of the university. And then that's the with the logo of the Erasmus, just to highlight that has been co-funded by an Erasmus Plus project. Any questions regarding the equipment? Okay. No. Yes. When you put when you buy something, they asked you to put a small or whatever, just an identification, but it's a recommendation, and also to put this in inventory. There's the recommendation for your institution at the local level. As concerned the proof of we need an invoice with the reference of the project, just the reference for UNITEL project. It's possible to have the invoice addressed to your university, and then the proof of payment. So a document that the invoice and the proof of payment. So a receive a document that proves that the money has been transferred to the company, to the provider, for the purchase of that equipment. yeah, we do recommend to try to avoid an exchange of the value because otherwise we are going to lose a lot of money. You're going to pay VAT and whatever. So in all the documents we need, if there are the invoices with euro or with equivalent of both of the amount, it's absolutely good for us. Yes, we've just was what we just taken the budget of Sharif University and divided into
Equal parts.
equal parts. So just a simple variation division. So yes, so in the last version of the budget that Renzo sent to you was in the previous budget in January 2021 was 22,000, 22,400, something like that, was the project proposal budget which we start the project. And now, with the approval from the project officer of the list of equipment, we have also received the approval to give to you an equal share of the Sharif equipment budget. Because we have stressed the importance to increase the technological infrastructure in each university for the sustainability of the project outcomes and so on. Okay. Unfortunately, other parts like, for example, the travel cost, the cost of stay was not uh, staff cost. We couldn't use. We just increased it a little bit in equal part as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, if you see the same way, we have made the same rationale with the staff. We have just transfer staff for the leader of work package one, Shadi Sharman, because they went, they cope with the role of Sharif University was the leader of work package one. So they have taken the role and they taken the budget for the leading of work package one. All the other activities related to all the other work packages has been split in the same way. So if you compare the budget since the beginning of the project and the budget, the latest budget in Sanendo sent to you, as an increased budget as well. So that's okay. Okay. That's the other point. Okay. Okay. Some of you already got, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. For what for
What
University
package
Tehran?
one?
Yes, but we haven't paid them. So the budget, yeah, the first 6 months, unfortunately, they worked and they couldn't have been paid from the Sharif. And they, Shahid Sharman came and take into the role and finalized the deliverable and now is still working on the work package one. Sorry? Yes. We unfortunately we couldn't transfer the money to Sharif University because of the blacklist. Sorry, and was forced to ask for the withdrawal. The commission was not possible to. We have tried to have meetings with them because they have several projects, but unfortunately was not possible to pay them. Even for the work done. But the budget went to for Sharif. Yes, but it is already, the increase is already mentioned in the latest budget you have. With equipment, you have also some days of increased in each work package. If something is not, you have in your email, but if something you want to have another document, you can send to an email and we send to you again. Yeah. Okay, not maybe not the equipment cost because we have an higher cost. So you could move, but just send us an email in order to see all the partners who wish to, as explained in the first meeting, it is possible to move from a budget heading to another in the limit of 10% of the final heading destination. Yeah. Yes, it is possible. So you have, for example, 30,000 euro for staff. You can move from travel, for example, if you have some, and maximum 3,000%. Okay. Oh, 3,000 is 3,000, sorry. Exactly. But it is important. But it will be possible in a final stage of the project because when all the activities are mostly finished, you are aware if you don't need travel, if you don't need, and sorry, like that. Exactly. At the end, I would avoid equipment because we have already increased equipment, and what we want to avoid that something is not approved at the end, so you have to give back money.
Even
So
because equipment you can buy it now, not at the end of the project. So if you have to move, you have to move at the end of the project, and the equipment should be, of course, already purchased at the end. So maybe yes, you can move from travel because we haven't traveled a lot. We really hope that we will be able to join in Iran one day. But yes, from travel to staff, you can do it. Not
yes,
yes.
yes,
Yes, the travel to Turku was meant to do the study visit before the e-course. The study visit we have done it online, so we should a little bit justify this. But of course, if we cannot meet in 6 months in Iran because there are some problems, of course we can move to Turku. Yes, because we should meet actually. Because as you can see, the meetings are really important. Sorry? Yes, we can.
okay. Just allora, we can now just to. Okay. Sorry, just to be sure of the steps. Now, our first task is to, yes, we can schedule, we can put some option. We have to, of course, receive a feedback from University of Turku, firstly. And then we have to, we can reschedule the face-to-face meeting in the University of Turku, but we have to give this visit a rationale, a sense in the project planning. So, and another first, again, first is the progress report. according to the approval of the progress report and how much expenses we have, we are going to see if they decide to give us more money or not. Okay, so that's very important to provide as much the documents, um, the, um, the best document as possible. And also it is important to work on the activity, because if we are going to present the progress report and they go to the platform and they cannot see the videos, they cannot see the e-course, they cannot see the selection of participants done. They say, okay, they've just 1 year in delay of the activity, and so we will not authorize any transfer of money. So the budget we have in our proposal is just the possible budget, but we have to gain the budget according to the work we have done. So to plan another meeting face to face, we have to be sure that you have the budget in your wallet to do it, and this depends on the progress report, it depends on the activities, depend things before. So we can arrange in agreement with University of Turku at the next possible meeting and a possible period, but we have to work each one a lot for the progress report in order to receive another tranche of our funding. So that's the very crucial point. So don't buy the ticket for Turku. So that's, the, the title, but it's okay. There was another question, or no? No. Yeah. Really? Okay.
Okay, so we
Ah,
yeah.
excellent point. Oh, that's good. Okay. So by 1 year, at the latest, within the year, we have. Oh, okay, that's great. That's very good. And thank you very much for the assistance for the visa was that's great. Good. Okay. Great, great. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Dov'è?
Hai fatto una
Allora sta dietro?
rate. Era una cosa sull'exchange rate. Eccola qua. Quella dopo?
Yeah. Okay, the rules of the exchange rate to the exchange rate regards you can understand the final exchange rate at the end of the reporting period, because the rules state that you have to make an average since the first day of the reporting period to the final date of the reporting period, and make an average. If you have the financial statement document that is available on the drive, but if you need, we're going to send you again. In the financial statement, there is a sheet, it's an Excel file. It's a sheet where you have the exchange rate. I will just Yes, I will just no, no. We suggest not to just to keep your euro and pay everything in euro. I think that could be the easiest way. But if you have to exchange like the financial state, okay. But it's not the official rate of the exchange. We have a tool here, just to yeah. Ecco, here in the financial statement,
Aspetta che
non lo vedono? Come faccio? Aspetta, chiudo la presentazione.
interrompi condivisione? Interrompi la condivisione per adesso.
No, no, chiudo questa, poi la riprendo. Ok. Okay, sorry. Can you see this is the financial statement? It's one of the documents that Renzo sent to you and asked you to fill. Okay? In the financial statement, you have. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay, in the financial statement, you have one sheet. It's here, is exchange rates. Okay? Here you have an hyperlink to go to the Info Europe page and to go to the European Central Bank web page. If you go here, you can, here there are the guidelines in the column H, okay? And if you click here, okay, you have to, the possibility to make, ok, non ora, grazie, ripristina no, non ora no, e non. Ok, I accept tutti i cookie, thank you. Okay, this is the link of the European Central Bank. This is the tool, the financial statement, the Excel file, in which you can include here an average, okay? The references, you can have it here. Reference page here. Okay, you can here, okay, change. Okay, sorry, it was just, sorry, I was not, no, not prepared for this. Sorry? Come non c'è l'Iran? Ok, come si
Dai
vede?
giù qua. Vedi se c'hai i rami.
Era perso. Allora, vediamo se c'è un'info euro.
Se non c'è neanche in info
Ma
euro,
meglio,
possiamo
no?
chiedere a qualcuno che
Secondo me è
serve. Cioè l'Iran
secondo me è meglio che non ci sia così, loro possono mettere qualsiasi cifra. Ok,
lui sta dicendo così fanno
sì,
riferimento
però
alla Banca
lui
Nazionale
pensa,
Iraniana. E
ma
mi
per
sembra
me va
giusto.
bene, però possono fare come gli pare, diciamo. Okay, just one clarification. According to the financial rules of European Erasmus Fund, the exchange rate loss are not eligible. So it is important to make all your strategies or possible solution to avoid any exchange loss because it's not possible to be recovered by the exchange losses. So and of course, in this case, if there is no the European, yeah, sorry, the Iranian central bank could be, of course, the best reference. But in this case, we are going to ask this question for the project officer, in which way we have to calculate the exchange rate. But in any case, the exchange losses are not eligible. So if you can manage a way to have, the invoices and to have the invoices in Farsi with, in real, and then the euro, and you have the transfer in euro. So that could be. It's not, it's not compulsory to have the invoice in the transfer of money in Farsi. Subcontracting.
to the officer, because if we don't have order, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, but what is it's good to have an official reference for the exchange rate, but on the other side, for the reporting, everything will be in euro. So all the exchange, if you're going to buy 10 laptops and they made you a very um, they're going to pay in real for sure, and they maybe you have lost some money because the euro you had is not the same power because for the depreciation of the value. um, in this case, the European Commission just want to know the final rate, the final cost in euro. So all the money you have lost for the exchange and the exchange rate you have used, you have applied, it's important to have the official rate, but it's not relevant if you have had lost some money because is not eligible. There is no the field to put inside, and it's not possible to put a. Mhm. Ma io lo sapevo che era così, però.
Okay.
Okay, but we do suggest to for the purchase of the equipment to but yes, if it is possible to have this transfer in euro, but also to unify your efforts. So do the things together, because I think that the tendering or the purchasing, selecting some providers could be easier for all of you to make. All together could be easier, could be to cooperate and organize this exchange suggestion among you. It's important maybe to know the best strategy. Uh, ah, okay. In the afternoon, we'll ask, but sure, yes, absolutely. Uh,
But after, dopo le 4. Accendiamo.
vediamo se è libera la riunione. C'è il numero? Okay, we have just to we are going to ask if this afternoon is yes, yes, yeah. After the visit, okay. We are going to ask if it's free or there's some. Great, great. I think it's a very good, good. Thank you so much. Però deve essere grande. Oddio, se no li mettiamo in aula magna a colonna. Ma se no c'è anche la sala Giulio Cesare. L'abbiamo prenotata.
L'abbiamo prenotata?
Io l'ho prenotata. Io l'ho prenotata fino alle 3. La sala Giulio Cesare, non ci ho pensato.
Allora, sì, chiediamo. Mando una mail a Vincenzo per la sala Giulio Cesare.
O per questo, forse perché se questo è libero, se loro vogliono tornare. Allora, gli diamo tutti, magari se vuoi chiedere tutte e due così. Ok. Okay. So I will be very fast because we have a lot of presentation to make. So yes, this is the exchange rate. What we were mentioning that will be the first day to the end of the financial reporting period, and then of course at the end of the project will be since the first day of the project till the end of the project. So that's the rule of the exchange rate, and this is a screenshot of but is unuseful because there is your value. Okay, tomorrow we are going to ask you to sign a document for the declaration of consent for the treatment of the personal data for the purpose, of course, of the project. We are going to publish this is a general document for all the documents of the project. So maybe the information regarding the project published in the website, or it could be a video promo where we put the university name and so on. This is just an authorization to use not your personal, but the university name and logo in for the dissemination of the project. And then, this is the final deadline. What about, yes, I would like to be very effective. This is the University of Tehran. What about the University of Tehran? Coming back, okay. Unfortunately, they have some internal problems to provide staff entitled to work in the project development. So they would like to participate to the project, but they have received a letter, as I mentioned in some meetings ago, from the Supreme Audit Court regarding the authorization for this research project, authorization from the Parliament. At the moment, they don't have this authorization, so we have scheduled the renewal, the commitments, the signed with the new president, but is not possible at the moment. So we have asked to the project officer, because we have to cope with the delays, and we have to provide the numbers that we have promised in the application form. So our proposal is to present an amendment of the work plan, taking the budget, the staff budget of work package 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 of the University of Tehran, a share of this budget, 80% of the budget of University of Tehran, and transfer to EU, so to all the partners, in order to split together the numbers of the target user to be involved in the project. It means that, for example, for the e-course, in the project application, we have to provide 91 professors, to be engaged. 91. 91 professors, to be engaged in the project. 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 91 professors, to be engaged in the course.
For in the proposal that you did, the attendees to the course were 70, which means 10 each. So as we have to reach this objective, yeah, we will see the exact number
Okay.
because now we're making confusion
Okay.
between the courses and the professors.
No, no, because yes,
Yeah, but we're going to split the engagement.
yeah,
because we
yeah.
have
So we have
reach
to
the
take
numbers.
the effort as we have made for the online lessons. For the online lessons of the course, Udu has was in charge for one lesson, University of Tehran, and we have managed three of lessons of University of Tehran. So in the same way, we are going to ask you more effort in reaching the target for the participants of the target group. So instead of what is formally initially foreseen, you're going to have some an extra for the participant of the course and for the modernization for the work package for the courses for the modernization to have an slightly increased numbers of courses. We are going to ask this split of the budget, so this transfer of the budget from the University of Tehran to you in order to give you the effort and the staff for this engagement. So that's what our idea, because we don't think that the situation of the University of Tehran will, fast improve, and so. Sorry. I'm talking about the next activities. And we now, by the end of November, we're going to provide, if you agree, because this meeting is also for the steering committee to decide if you agree with this extra work, with extra stuff. Okay. First of all, you have to say if you agree with that, and we are going to submit the amendment, and the amendment should be approved by the European Commission, not the project office. Yeah. No, the deadline for University of Tehran was in July. And we have set another official, very official deadline in early October, and they skip also this deadline. They couldn't provide the documentation. So the project officer asked for the withdrawal. In the official communication as coordinator we have had in the previous months, in particular, we asked for a formal letter from them. We have, of course, informed them that if by the was the 7th, the beginning of July, we haven't had received a letter. We are authorized to transfer and to give the possibility to reach the outcomes of the project in order to recover the delay. So we have informed them that in July. So we have given them another possibility in October, but at the same way they are now in this situation, unpleasant situation. Our idea, yes, is to transfer an 80% of the budget, the staff of the relevant work package that could be useful if, in the case that the next year, at the end, they will be able to join some activity, some event, to come to Turku, for example. Yes, we're going to transfer to them a tranche with the few allocation because, of course, it will be a pleasure to have their participation in the project. But in this, because we have, unfortunately, a huge delay of almost 1 year of the activity because the e-course should have been delivered at the end of February. And so we have a huge delay to now. We want to, we would like to make our effort and to give you the possibility to the active partners to cope and to receive more budget, and in particular with staff, and to take maybe, yes, 2-3 more users, and to cope and to reach at the same way the goals we have promised. They haven't received any tranche because any tranche, any, not neither the first nor the second.
This decision, I call it polite, smart, and quite reasonable. No? So it's not elimination, transfer the responsibility. So, and keep the opportunity that's a small
That, yes. Okay. But this amendment, if you all, just a question, all the partners do agree on that? Or are there any partners is not available to have this solution? Okay, silence is acceptance. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's about the financial issues. As concerns the project management, I would like to leave directly the floor to work package 2, but first maybe we can have a coffee break.
We don't have the project management.
No, just, the project management presentation, just a reminder of the project aims, but, we can go very deep, our partnership, and I wanted here to tell you about the University of Tehran, but we have already solved the situation. And then, of course, we are going to inform you about the approval of the amendment, okay? Okay. And Renzo will send you to each of you when we hopefully receive the approval of the amendment, the increased budget. This is a screenshot of the work package. So now we are concluding the work package. Okay, we are now finishing the work package 2. Also, we are finalizing the work package 1 deliverable, but just the work package leader are involved and the co-leader are involved in such task. Because we need to publish for the progress report. So we need to have the final research deliverable in English and in Farsi uploaded by the mid of October. That's quite important. Otherwise, all the stuff accounted for the work package 1 will be not justifiable, recognized. So, and then we have to start thinking about the work package 3. And then, of course, it will be the curriculum modernization. And we have the cross-work packages. Take into account also the subcontracting cost, the subcontracting funding you have to make the exploitation events. Because in the next year, you have to schedule and to think also to this task and also to this opportunity to organize meetings for you. You have in subcontracting, each university has cost for printing. It could be also a publishing a cost. So it could be also scientific articles to publish in the journals. It could be a book focused, of course, on UNITEL. So you have budget in subcontracting, as we have mentioned it in some bilateral meetings. You have budget for translating, and you have budget for the organization of the exploitation events. Subcontracting, it means it's a contract of service, so you can allocate this contract to a person for the translations, or for an agency to organize an event, for the catering, for the renting of the room, and so on. But each question, we are at disposal for any specific question regarding the subcontracting. But take into account that you have also this budget. It's not possible to use the subcontracting cost at the end of the project, because subcontracting is strictly related to the activity. So look at your budget and see how, in which way you can use this budget. Professionals. No, your university make a contract with an external providers. It could be a professional, as an individual. It could be an agency. It could be a company for a service. It could be the organization of an event with all the packages inside. It could be a translator. It could be a publishing house to publish a book or proceedings of the conference, where there is the content related to the project. So it's yes, yes, yes. It's important. You have your budget constraints. Okay, if the budget the important is to have your budget. You don't to exceed and compare to your budget. Maybe it's better if if each university has some expenses. Want to just to be aware of your scheduling. We would like to organize one event, and it will be the budget, and of course, so just to be aware and informed. But if you are in line with the project activities, in line with your budget, it could be absolutely approved. Okay. So beneficiaries and the leadership, you already know. This is the work plan. That's where we intended to be in March. So the end of February and in March was the finalization of the course was at the end of February, and the delivery was in March. And now we are in November. Okay, so can you see how much we have? Unfortunately, we have of delay. And this is the work package 3. The work package 3, we have just started few activities. We have had one study visit online organized by Turku and by us. With online, so in virtual modality. And today, this week, will be our second study visit of work package 3. There will be also training, an exchange of knowledge, and so on. But of course, the most important thing is to finish the e-course and to start the delivery and to start the selection, as we'll mention, Matti. So that's my conclusion. And okay, so not very enthusiastic. I know, a lot of issues. I am an issues woman. But now, very good news, the coffee break. So enjoy. Devo andare a chiedere della
sala. L'ho chiesto io. Ancora non mi hanno risposto alla mail, se fra un po' li chiamo proprio Vincenzo sul cellulare, così lo sappiamo. Dobbiamo andare là nel pomeriggio e poi devono tornare qua. Io ho chiesto comunque entrambe a così poi dopo decidiamo. Perché dici meglio qua? sempre qua qualcuno deve sta finendo, sai,
No, non
qualcuno.
parto, là, cioè, la cosa tipo, però io
Se sentiamo in linea poi
però
richiediamo.
vediamo.
Do they give you some feedback from the report? Or is it okay already? But you will say, okay, so then we know that. What about one very small detail? In one person, it was one that we had three managers, but they were not managers at the same time. But because we were changing the role, and one of us left the university, and then I took over that, and it would be strange that why would we have two managers in one work package? But still the days are okay. There are not too many manager days, but there are three roles, and now we have all. Everybody has the documents and everything, and we are not managers at the same time, which I consider important because it would be strange that if you and me would be managing the same time. But hopefully, Heli, as an
Io non
experienced
sono sicura
project
di aver
manager,
capito.
said that maybe it should be explained somewhere that why there were so many managers.
Not follow you since the beginning, so I not understand.
In one work package, the first work package we have during a small period, but it was only 3 months, we had three different managers.
We have shared the manager role together with different persons.
Because
So
there were
they've
changes.
all been using the management category salaries because they had in the process their roles were different and they shared so they can just all is it okay that we all use manager pays because they explained that their tasks were like divided that way.
And it's very,
You won't have many days as manager left.
yeah, it's okay that we have checked that it's no extra days are used.
Yes, yes.
But it may be, I was just wondering that it may look strange, why do you have three managers?
But
But they are not in the same time.
No,
So
that's
it
not
should be okay.
strange. That's not strange.
Great. Yes, that,
Okay.
No.
yes.
Yes, I got
That's
it.
what I thought, but we just wanted to check.
Yeah.
About the meeting, well, we can say when we have our presentation, we have share some ideas about the meeting because we of course our time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
was
give
traveling
it
a lot.
too much importance to this because we cannot now start planning.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and actually we
Because
were
now we
checking.
have to go for the development. We have to go for the efforts and for the monetization. And then when we have the feedback from the commission, we will have the money to the next travel. But it's okay. Maybe you can start thinking about the period, and then when we have the okay from the commission, we decide it together.
Yes, and
But in
it's
advance.
yes, of course, and it's probably better to think about it more because we already have some visits planned for in another project.
Yeah.
And of course you too.
Yeah, we have to Ramadan in Germany is May.
I think June is at least right now it's not there because nothing.
Somewhere.
Yes, and we are
I don't
already
even remember, but we checked our
we are
calendar.
already 2 weeks of traveling. May so June is better. Yes, yes.
To do the modernize
Or should it be like in the beginning
or the
of
modernization.
September or something?
Però magari prendo qualcosa da mangiare. È avanzato. E allora togliamo su streaming. Serve registrarlo. Se Alessandro... No, non hai detto niente. È registrato con lo streaming? Scusa Matteo. Abbiamo appena voluto
I just, okay, yeah. So now it does.
No voi mä. No aloitaks mä? Ja nyt ei me varmaan all right, let's continue. And as you can see, the title is From Plan to Reality. So now we are already this far, and the e-course is almost reality. The topics we are tackling here are here. First, we show the update of the e-course and the materials. A lot of development has been happened. Then about the assessment during the course. Then very important phase, what was already mentioned by Ilaria and Sarah, so selection of tutors and selection of participants of the course. I guess the selection of tutors is quite easy one, because I think that the many tutors are at the moment here in the lecture hall. And then, which is most maybe important, is the milestones and the timetable for the next steps. And we try to be very short so that there will be this time for discussions and when it comes to the timetable, because we don't know the local holidays and so on. But hopefully, I guess that before we are leaving from Rome, which seems it's happening this week, we must have a very clear timetable for the next steps, and there is not too much time to waste. Yes, please. Yes, very good. And this is very, this talking about, sometimes we can even say students, but the students in this course are the professors. And this was
the target group,
yes, or target group, yes. But very often I write participants, because it means that they are the participants of the course. But it was very good to clarify that. And yes.
Yes, in this picture we have the structure of the e-course, and it's meant that when this course starts, there's going to be at first an orientation session face-to-face in each university, where you're talking about this course and what it means to be participant and things like this. And then maybe somewhere around that same time, we're going to have all together those webinars that is one part of the structure. So we have one common webinar for all in the beginning of this process, in the middle of the process, and near the end of the process. And then again, you will have, after this whole e-course, session face-to-face in your own university, where you give some feedback of the course, you listen to feedback, and you make some conclusions about the whole e-course process. So these are the things that kind of bind together this whole process. And we have, as like you see, we have those 6 modules with different contents. We have 6 topics in each module, and things like that. And then I wanted to say, when we have those 36 video lessons and we have those 6 modules, about the assignments during this course. We have obligatory assignment, and it is a quiz of each module that has to be done before going to the next module. So there's always this quiz for students, which is obligatory. And besides of this quiz, we are talking about this voluntary assignment process, which we have had planned at first to be an important part of this course. And this is called, like you see that text, voluntary individual project work or plan, which is supported by course assignments. And this means that we're going to have in each module those module-specific assignments, one per each module. And this is something that we were thinking that would bring these course content closer to each participant's own personal developing work. So this is a kind of tool which is voluntary, but it's important because with this tool you can bind together all the contents, those information ones, and of course also case studies that there are in each module, and you can think about with this tool, you can reflect those into your own work, whoever the participant is, and may ask him or herself these questions, that how am I gonna take these things into practice, and what do they mean to me in my organization? What do they mean to my organization, and these kind of things. So this is kind of a reflective process, which is a voluntary part of the course, but it kind of serves you as a template for that developing work you're going to have around TEL. So this is why we think it's very important.
There will be also obligatory tests or questions, and we will tell about them also. This is about the course material production. And as said, we are already very far, even if there has been some challenges. And some of these challenges are in the picture. So, for example, in my case, if you are listening, I made 2 of those videos. And if you are listening very carefully, them to the very end, you can hear something which maybe shouldn't be heard in the video. I have 2 dogs, and they should be sleeping like that during the day, but when I was just finalizing the video, and they saw something from the window, and they started to bark. And I was in something like 7 seconds were missing from the video, and then I thought, well, it can be, let's say what post-production will say here. But if you want, you have to listen that very carefully. And I have already, now these slides are already old because they are made yesterday evening and finalized this morning, but I have already had discussions here during the break. So thank you for all those discussions during the coffee break. It said here that 3 topics out of the 36 are missing. But we know already that 2 topics will be made till the end of November. And this morning I heard that also the 3rd one, which is totally missing. It's under process, and the slides are already done, and now just there's the need to make the video, and that was very good news for us. If you're wondering what are the names of the dogs, they are Dani and Nala. But then there are some little bit things that we should think about, and as said already beforehand in some other meeting, in some cases the picture or the video is behind the slide, or vice versa, the video is in front of the slide, and it's not possible to change that in post-production. So I suggest here with the text with a green label that we can discuss here today in the end of the day how to deal with that. And maybe it's and now when we discussed during the break, it was easy to see in the National Comenian University, you have actually made 2 videos, and the other one was from the same topic, and it was easy to see that there's a lot of technical expertise in the university, because there was even the music in one of the videos, so it was already post-productive. But in this context, that video cannot be used because all the 35 videos are different. But maybe the easiest way would be that those videos which there are challenges with the voice or the position of the picture and slides, maybe the easiest way is to do it again, because now there is still 2 weeks time, and there is so much expertise in your units. But this is something that we can discuss today and to know that in detail. But then test questions. This is something that we haven't discussed together. We have discussed this a lot with European partners, and it's been very good. And this is actually a little bit modified from the project proposal, but there is said that in this project, multiple choice questions will be used. And it's a little bit tricky because, for example, in our courses, when we are organizing courses like this for our personnel, or I know that in Portugal, when Joao and your colleagues, you are organizing courses, you are using different kind of assessment. And it's also said in some of the study materials in this course, because there is topic about assessment. Actually, I guess there are a couple of topics about that. And the idea of assessment is a little bit different nowadays in universities. But still in this context, it's useful to use these, because then they can be evaluated automatically, and it's maybe very deep oriented evaluation, but for that purpose that we are having here, it's very good way to do that. And we have actually produced our own questions, which are already in Google Docs. When you are having these presentations, you can access via that link to those questions, and they are looking something like that. This is an example of module 2 and topic 6, and actually this is Joao's and your colleagues' example. So yes.
I guess that it should be reduced, and this is something that also we must discuss with Prisma, but it's easy to take one of them. I almost took it yesterday evening when I noticed that, but I didn't do it. But it's better to make so that they are totally looking the same. Yes. So this is maybe something that you are doing, or you are working like this with your own students every day, and you are, I guess, better experts in this than we are, because we are not using normally these kind of questions. Because our courses are different and we don't have huge amounts of students and so on. But this is yes. Now the easy answer is yes, it will be used. So the question was, I'm not sure if you can hear that in the online session, but the question was that is automatic evaluation or assessment of Moodle used, and we said that yes, it's used. And then we said in September that we can make those questions, but now I think that because you have made those materials, or we have made some of them, and Joao has made some of them, and Matteo Martin has made some of them, but your Iranian colleagues, you have made most of those videos, so you are also the best experts to make those questions. And what do you think? I think that it will take you something like maybe, I estimated 30 minutes for one topic, but I guess that it won't take you as much because you are experts in making these questions. Two questions per each topic, and then 4 options in one question. And this is explained or said in Google Docs. So, and the deadline for this would be the end of November. And actually we haven't discussed with Emorphili or Prisma because they are responsible to put these materials in Moodle, but this should be quite, well, it's always easy to say that somebody else work, it's quite easy to do that. But I guess that this is something that it doesn't take very much time to put these in Moodle because they are standardized. And if you are doing them, like for example, in Joao's example. Okay. Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Yes, I already talked about this voluntary project work, but we thought to once again take a reminder. So in each module, there will be this project, module-specific project work or plan assignment that will be done in the end of each module if a person wants to do it. And the idea is that this assignment would support this personal developing work that the participant is doing in his or her organization. And when we yesterday were discussing with some people here about this course, we thought that some of you were thinking that or were wondering how this course would serve, what kind of template it would give to you for a future developing work if it just has this information and these quizzes of some general things related to TEL. And this is something we thought that would really bring these contents into real life for you and into practice if you use this reflective thinking, and this assignment would be meant for this process. So this is why we wanted to include it to this course, even if it wasn't used, and even if it's not something that you can automatically assess, but still there is a tool which helps you if you want to take these contents deeper, and if you want to them to give you right away some ideas that you can straightly reflect to your own work of developing TEL. And also part of this, which we think is important, and we try to describe this all also in orientation lesson, is that when you do these reflective assignments, you shouldn't keep them just with yourself, but good idea would be to share these ideas together with other people from your organization. And this is why we thought that we would like to include some discussion forums to this Moodle environment, where you could maybe bring these ideas that you write in your own personal assignments, or you could even bring the whole assignments there as a text, and they could be discussed together and shared, so everybody would get some more ideas and some deeper thinking and learning of these conversations. So this is the main idea behind this whole voluntary project work process. And we're thinking that a good idea would be maybe if these assignments, even if we make these assignments in English, these questions, of course, because we don't know your language, but the assignments could be made in Farsi, and then the discussion forums could be in Farsi language. So it would help the participants to share the ideas together in their own language. So this is something we will describe better, of course, and give some information about this, but this is mainly the idea.
this is something that, yes, thank you for the idea. And this is something that is maybe now discussed here because we have this work package 4, modernization of teaching and learning. So and there will be a presentation today on this. So then we can think and how to link these ideas. But this is I see it so that this course, e-course, and these assignments, the obligatory assignments and the voluntary ones, they are preparation for the work package 4. So maybe I don't know I know what is written in the proposal, but we will hear today more about that. And yes.
But
This is just a sample. To learning by doing.
Yes, but one thing is that all participants aren't teachers, and everybody is not doing an e-course. So yes, but there may be some other kind of projects, and we want to support also those ones. If there's like instructional designer or person who is supporting these online course designers and teachers, then he should also get support from our assignments. So it would be different. So we have kind of in mind now, the one idea that we had in mind would be like to support online course developing project from the start. So maybe the first assignment would be describing the developing idea that person has and objectives and aims. Maybe the second one could be like reflecting on the participant of this process or developing work, who is he or she designing his or her idea for. And maybe then it would be thinking of what kind of materials or content would this project idea have, and these kind of things. So taking care of the whole process from the start to the end. But yeah. Yes. 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 Mm. Yes. 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 Yes, and also I would like to add that this tool is for personalizing this whole process for each participant. So as you said, flexibility is very important, because then each participant can feel that this is my process. I can use this for my ideas and my developing work. So this is what we think is important also for motivating the participants, because they feel that it's important when they have completed all these 6 assignments. They have some kind of list of their own questions and list of thinking, and they have gone through the whole process thinking, what does this mean to me? And then they can later on take a look in it, and they can see that this, okay, my plan is this, I have this kind of ideas, and then I can use these for doing this thing that I want to do. Mm.
Teamwork create one of the things that is called left. So if we have many people with different expertise, this training get it right from the beginning of the course. We say at the end of the course, you want to and right?
Mm.
But this is the main goal at the end. Now when you come to module one, you learn how to derive, how to find the objective, how to select the topic. In module two, you learn how to design or how to get relation with industrial target. All the modules that we have, then the steps that you mentioned, and it's well defined. Say, at the first one, you need to define. At the next one, you need to write
Mm.
the roadmap. At the next one, you need to sit with the international designer, put it together, and then they will come to something which is more meaningful and make practice in the next step of the course. That's what I mean.
Yes,
But
yes,
it's
sounds
optional,
very
right?
good. Yes.
Well, then about the tutors, which we already tackled in the beginning. So, as you know, there should be, I should almost say, at least 2 tutors, because now what we have discussed here, I know that in some places there are even more, and of course it's good because then the tutors can also support each other and they can plan together the activities, how to utilize UNITEL project results in the university, in each university. And now we have, as you know, we have already had one training session before. It was online, and now we are having this week here, and this should give you an overview about the role of the tutor and the challenges and what to do. And there will be, before the course starts, there will be also additional material so that you know what will happen. And of course, already almost everything is said in these presentations, but they will be in same place so that you can find easily the material. Well, now here's, in the end, there is this question that is it already clear in all the partner universities who are the tutors? Actually, I haven't not asked Sara and Ilaria, are there at least 2 participants from each university here? So then it should be clear. And there are no, do you have some questions or something linked to that? But it seems, and it's very good. Great. Oh, this is great. Well, that was maybe the easy part, and maybe even this is what I have discussed with some of Iranian colleagues. But how do you see this question, that here are the criteria which is set in the proposal. And we are, as European partners, we are willing to support the selection process, but now I have noticed that at least in some universities, you have already selected the participants, or at least almost selected. And they are now, it's important to remember what has already been said many times, that there should be two kinds of participants. The other one are teachers, or professors, lecturers, whatever term is used in your context. And then there is this more tricky profile. I would almost say so-called instructional designers, because it is maybe a role which you don't have, at least in all universities, but still, for sure, you are having certain staff which is helping academic people when they are utilizing computers in their work. So what do you think about this, and is there some kind of experiences from universities which have already passed this part of the process?
What is
B2, because it said that P2 level. Now I must ask help from my... So B2 is intermediate level, but it's it's something like, well, you understand, because the materials are at this phase of the project, they are in English. So but even writing is not so important now, because we are having that multiple choice test. So it's enough that certain level of understanding, and of course also colleagues can be used for that, but I don't know the level of, well, I guess that it's varying in a big country, and you... Yes.
I think they go together maybe.
And should microphone be used? Sorry, now I didn't hear the question. This is actually taken from the project proposal, so I think that this is not a problem for you. So your personnel is capable enough in this. Yes, yes.
You see, there are three things here. First, that we are no matter the professors who are invited to participate in this course should be from propose to use this knowledge later on for the whole course. So those are, that's what I say. Tutors are education experts who are here. You, engineer, doesn't matter. We are the people who have developed the tools, who have learned the tools, who are supposed to help them to learn. So you don't put it on them. Okay? What the professors who are coming here to learn, they should put it on them. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, but it's in, but it's very good that also PhD students were mentioned, because in many cases they might be as for instructional designers, for example. In many cases they are already know much about these matters, and maybe their role can be strengthened with this in some cases, and depending on the context and the situation of each university. So it was very good.
But enough knowledge of vocabulary, instructional design, consider that
Because this is a new field anyway, this and the role of instructional designers. And I remember when we had first courses like that, so in many cases that help those people to go further in their career. And they are still working in our university after 20 years when they had courses like this, and they were participants or tutors. So it's been very important.
Mara, sorry, if I can add something, Matteo.
Yes, of course. Please, Matteo.
First of all, sorry for not being there, but I have a problem this morning. But concerning the selection of participants on the work package 2, we never forget the direct relation among the work package 2, 3, and 4, because those guys that participate to the e-curts in the first piloting of the work package 2 then are supposed to modernize their courses, because we have very important and very stringent number on the courses to be modernized in the second part of the project during the work package 4. So when we go through the selection of the participants of the course, the participants has to be sure that it courses. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, I have to restart. Okay. No, I'm just saying, I'm just underlying the relation among the work package. So it is very important that those guys that participate to the e-course, then during work package 4 will modernize their courses, because we have a very high number of courses to be modernized during this project. And the modernization, as we will see during the presentation of work package 4, pass through different solutions. The solutions that we observed, that we studied during the course, And these for sure are just some idea to trigger your fantasy. There are different solutions to modernize your courses, but the course is mandatory for the modernization of the course during the work package 4. So this aspect has to be stringent for the selection of the participants during the e-course. Yes.
This is Sharon. Sorry, you mentioned about the criteria for the selection of the professors. Is it specific criteria or is up to the
Mhm. Is for sure up to university. As Akbar said before, since we are talking about a project that is focused on STEM subject, these professors are supposed to be that teach some subject in the STEM field for sure. But the selection of the professor is matter of the university. Working together with professor, this depends on the single university. For example, in Guglielmo Marconi, our instructional designers work strictly together with professors. So the instructional designer that participate to the course can suggest some modernization of the course that for sure has to be discussed together with the professor, but the process can be bottom up, starting from the tutors or the instructional designer. It's not necessary that comes from the professors. Yeah, sure. Correct.
Modernize the course. Okay, so it's just a proposal. You could just, when you are selecting them, you think how they will modernize the course later, in what role, what they will do. Okay, just it.
Now there is just one. This is last. And now there is just one slide, which is, well, I guess, of course, because we have made this, these are, everything has been very important, but this is even more important, the others, maybe. And now, Ilaria and Sarah, what do you think? Do we have now time, or is it better to have a break now, lunch, or no break? I don't know. I don't know what time it is. Maybe. No. It's not. Okay. So here are some. There are things which must be done before the course can start, and this timetable is made by us, and we had a good meeting with Ilaria and Sarah on Monday, and we discussed this. But of course, we understand that there is maybe a need to adjust that because, for example, for national holidays and the academic year, how is it running, especially in Iran. But here are now deadlines. Actually, there is now I already. No, maybe that's not a mistake. This is just in the wrong place. This one. Actually, this is wrong. This shouldn't be. This. This, because it should be November. Yeah, and it's in the right place, but the month is wrong.
The material ready, no, perché suona un pochetto. By the end of November, together with the quizzes questions. So then once we will have all the materials ready, we have to post-produce them. No, 15 days for the post-production. So if 15 days, by mid-December we will have everything ready and we can do it. Or
Starting from middle of January. Okay, okay, good. That's exactly yeah.
Then the week after that, it goes 21st of January till 26th of January. So they start 14th of January, 15th of January, something.
yes, 17.
16 or 17, 1 month. Yeah, that's what we say. 16 become month. Yeah.
What you can do on the 14th, if you want, you can group together with the teachers and introduction, make an introduction.
One
if
day
you want.
before that,
starting webinar. It's just
one day, just a couple of hours.
yes. Yes, and only as Heli said, a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours. So yes, yes, yes.
But of course, if one user has a large participant and the other two, it's important that overall amount. No,
As many as possible.
And
For us,
Yes, yes, of course, of course. It's even better.
also welcome.
but it's important that in the end, when we will give those certificates, there will be 91 certificates, and so it's at least. So it's important to have enough participants. So maybe a little bit more. If something happens and somebody says that, well, he or she is not,
Yes, and
they
of
are not
course it's
interested.
better when you reach more.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, and this is,
And it's about
but of
the
course,
impact of the project.
To have a few more, yes, at least 20%. But as I asked, this 20 means professors plus international design.
and there should be, yeah, and it should be something like 2/3 professors, 1/3 instructional designers, according to our proposal or work plan. Yes, of course. But what about, or maybe I missed that. So the idea is also to have that kind of a meeting before the course starts, and this is just before our Christmas break. So this is just to check that everything is okay in all universities and all. This is like, well, this the whole audience which is now here, and plus the other tutors would be there, and then we could discuss if there's something. Yeah. Yes, but hopefully we can discuss today, after this day, about those. Yes, and it was. Yes, it was okay, and that's. Yes, it was in some videos, and especially the ones which were from IQ. So we can discuss it afterwards today. Yes, and make a decision what to make. Yes. But this is actually, the last slide is about this, but we have already had discussion questions, and so this. Yes, and this seems that you are now very far for example, this selection process, it seems that it's you have already proceeded very far, and it looks very good. Yes, but it's and this is what we. Yes, yes, and this is what we are used to do, and this is very good. Yes, thank you very much.
Um, Emorfili, or do you want to have the presentation?
Yes, hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So first, sorry to break from the flow of discussing the workup package 2 and 3, but I would like to present the Prisma Electronics company, which we skipped yesterday due to some technicalities. I'm trying to open video, but I can't actually. So anyway, I'll share my screen to move on to the presentation.
Yes, sure.
Actually, I can't share my screen. No, it's still grayed out. Maybe I should log out and come back to the meeting. Okay, yes, I managed to do it. Okay, so okay, so can you all see my screen? Okay, so again, good morning to everyone. I am Emorfili from Prisma Electronics SA. Yeah, in a nutshell, our company was established in 1991 in the city of Alexandroupolis, which is located in the northern part of Greece here, which is also where our headquarters are located. And later in the industrial era of the city, the Prisma Electronics factory was also built, which is mainly for the assembly of integrated electronic circuits. And also we have branches in Athens and in the UK. So the company's areas of activity is split it into 3 categories, and this is the electronic manufacturing services, the IoT, which has to do with sensor data acquisition and the Internet of Things, and this is enhanced by data fusion and data analytics. So this is where things like machine learning and big data analysis, for example, come into play, and also ICT solutions. It should be also mentioned that the company is certified under ISO standards from several institutions, such as the TUV Austria Group and ESA. Regarding the status of the company, today it employs more than 100 employees, 80% of which have attained a higher education, and it counts more than 50 R&D projects. So the company counts a history of more than 25 continuous years. And here I will show you some of the important milestones and achievements during those years. So we already talked about the establishment being in 1991 and also the establishment of the factory. So this brings us to 2007 and 2008 when the first products of the company arrived. And on the software side, we have Xenagos, a knowledge management system mainly used in museums and historical sites. And also our first integrated platform in the IoT and sensors department comes in the form of the PrismaSense technology. 2009 brings our first collaboration with CERN and the CMS experiment, which earned us a gold award for basically the production of electronics with 0% fault. 2010 was our commercial product Laros, which implements the PrismaSense technology in the maritime and naval fields. And then in 2014, we started our collaboration with ESA for the production of specialized cabling and harnessing, satellites, and several projects of the European Space Agency. From then on, the company's excellence in the maritime industry due to the Laros product earned us several awards. For example, the Lloyd's List Technical Award in 2015, and more recently, the Smart for Sea Energy Efficiency Award. So to show you some of our synergies, some notable ones here. For example, we already mentioned CERN, ESA, Airbus, and then the company also maintains a stable and continuous partnership with several academic research partners, such as the University of Strathclyde, Liverpool, University of Sapienza in Rome, Lund University, and several others. So the company's involvement in R&D projects earned it a reputation in the design and development of electronic circuits, cabling, devices, and integrated systems, as well as software. So this is where basically we develop embedded software and high-level software such as APIs and desktop and web applications. The company counts more than 50 R&D projects, 28 of which are ongoing, and it has synergies with both industrial and academic research partners. Additionally, the products and new technologies produced from the R&D are constantly integrated in our business development as well. So having given this overview, let's move on to some of the products. The commercial products started with PrismaSense, an integrated platform for sensor data acquisition, and also the main IoT platform of Prisma Electronics, which, as we see in this slide, aims to cover basically the if not all, the most of the expanse of human activity. For example, we see here industrial activity, the air quality monitoring, forests, agriculture, some smart cities applications, hazardous environments, the maritime industry, and so on. And having said this, I would like to say something about also the architecture of the Prisma Sense platform. Basically, this includes data acquisition from several sensors using a number of different devices and sensor collecting interfaces, edge computing, and on-site data processing, display on our own front-end environments, inclusion of different types of users, the use of libraries, databases, digital processes such as machine learning, and development of twin models. To move toward the end of this specific presentation, I'll show you some of the products based on the Prisma Sense platform. And for example, we have DigitSense, which is a solution that has to do with the development of the digital twin of ship energy systems. Basically, this is an integrated platform with data collection and processing system connected with various sensors on board. And it makes use of models based on physical principles, which allows for energy performance evaluations of systems according to the operating conditions. And it does that by combining data from these various sensors. Then on the educational side, we have another project, TechTrain, which is basically a smart device with interactive interfaces, which incorporates an IoT platform and sensors that can be used as an educational tool in robotics for students in elementary and junior high school classes. For this purpose, it uses cloud services to provide specialized algorithms used in robotics. And then last but not least, we have the CFAR project, which is basically an integrated platform, included hardware and software to support an aging workforce that is still valuable to a company, yet experiences some vision deficiencies. And some of its goals is basically flexible management of job, leisure and health-related activities of the aging workforce. It supports the aging workforce by increasing image contrasts, highlighting specific visual features, monitoring and detecting vision impairments, providing a virtual assistant that will adapt the environment of the user to their needs, and also providing a personalized visual recommendation service, taking into account the user's profile. So this brings me to the end of this presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I will take any questions that you have.
Morfili, can I ask you a
Yeah.
very brief question concerning the teaching point of view? If you can compare your tech train is the name of the robot that you developed for the coding versus, for example, the Lego Mindstorm that is largely used today in various universities for coding and robotics. What are the differences?
Well, I think that would certainly start a much wider discussion at this point. And
or if you can send me a brochure, some material about TechTrain, because we are very interested in this kind of solution for our students into the lab. And if you can send me some materials about this
yes,
TechTrain,
sure.
I will read very.
I think it would be more time-wise to send you the material, because it would.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah. So I'm continuing with work package 2, which the University of Utu also went through briefly. So to name the specific tasks in this work package, we have first the development of the educational concept for the UNITEL training path, the development of the virtual learning environments prototype, the development of the UNITEL technological infrastructure in each Iranian partner university, the development of the UNITEL e-course, and finally the publishing of the e-course and the internal tests. Of those, Prisma's major role is in tasks 2, 3, and 5. So these are the ones I will specifically go into detail in the next slides. So basically, task 2 is the main goal is the development of the virtual learning environment. And for this purpose, we also provide the drafting of specifications and the technological infrastructure guidelines in collaboration with the work package leaders, USGM, and contribution from all partners. So here to show you some iterations the platform went through first. First, we had this theme for the platform, and then we adjusted it to one that provides a better user experience. So the one you see on the left here. And then regarding the course structure, the e-course, some of it we already saw a bit, but again, I will say the course consists of 6 modules and a forum discussion. Each module consists of 6 topics and quiz assessments at the end. And each topic comprises of a video lesson, a PowerPoint, and lecture notes. We also have a badge system to track achievements of the participants. For example, when a module is completed and when a course is completed. And also the platform foresees different user roles. So admin, teacher, and student. And this basically manages who has the ability to edit the course material and not. So admin and teachers can edit the course, but not student users. And here I show you how this, for example, how a video lesson looks on the platform. I will move over this for now because there will also be a live presentation at the end. And I will move on to the task 3, where basically the goal is for Prisma to and the Iranian partners to update in the technological system of hosting universities in order to ensure a coherent and appropriate infrastructure for the UNITEL piloting phase, which is basically the course implementation, the testing, and the delivery of the course. So for this purpose, we tested the performance of several users watching the videos on the platform at the same time, and we monitored the server performance. And as we can see here, we had good results. And this for task 5, basically this is the publishing of all educational materials produced in the virtual environment, and make all the internal tests to guarantee the optimal delivery. So here I provide a checklist of the materials gathered and uploaded so far. We check the Google Drive each Monday in order to upload new materials. And yeah, so now I will move on to the live presentation. And this is the platform, the login page, and for now I will log in as a student. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, now it worked. So this is the first page that we land onto. Later you'll see the differences between a teacher role and student role. But here now the course we have basically the modules on the left sidebar, and in this case expanded. But here we have the courses and also the modules, and also we can see them here and the forum discussion. And basically, for example, I can click in the module here and here. Now we have all the topics and the quiz assessment at the end. So here I can show you a video lesson. So this one provided by U2. But basically, this is the page of the videos. And then if we click these links, we will also download the PowerPoint presentations and the lecture notes. Now, as I said, there are different user roles. So I will very quickly log out from this and log in as a teacher. And now, basically, what you should notice is that now we have an edit mode here, which we can click to be on, basically. And if I click on the UNITEL e-course, now here the teacher has the ability to edit all this stuff. And also what we can see here is the badges that are available. As I said, we had a badge system, so one for each module. And here are the criteria. For example, to finish module 1, one would need to finish the quiz, the respective quiz here, and also the course completion badge. I think that about covers what I wanted to say. So if you have any questions and related to this, I can further discuss with you.
Sarah, if I can, first, I want to give my compliments to Hemophilia and Prisma for the management of the network, because the network usage with when 40 people is looking at the same video or a different video together and having this consumption of the CPU is a very good result, because we have some hints from the Iranian partner on the network problem that they should have during the e-course. And said that concerning the assessment, I have just adapted, because now we said that it's mandatory to insert 2 multiple answer questions per topic, but we are inserting all the multiple answer questionnaire at the end of the module. Is this correct, Matti, also? So this means that at the end of the module, we will have 12 multiple answer questions.
Yes, sorry.
Yes, no, yes, Hemophilia.
Yes, as I think Matti and Heli showed previously, we will collect 2 questions from each topic, and this will all be gathered at the end of each module as an entire quiz assessment, basically.
Perfect. This is perfect for me. And the last question, there is some mandatory rules for the e-course, in the sense that to perform the test and to have the badge, for example, for the module 2, I have to complete before the module 1, or I can proceed?
Yes.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory to have a series, to follow it in series, basically.
Okay, perfect. This is the case that I have. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, this is Heli. I'm just making clear that we will have an assessment quiz at the end of each topic. And then we should also, the thing that we haven't yet discussed with Prisma, but which was new thing mentioned today, that we will have also module-specific project work or plan assignments in the end of each module. And then something we would maybe want to include maybe in each module would be discussion forums. And we wanted to ask if it was possible to have them in Farsi language. So this is one thing. And the last thing to be maybe added we were thinking that the course certificate that you would get after the whole course would be the one that could be printed straight from Moodle. So we could download and make our PDF certificate, and it could be then, when the course is over, printed straightly from there. Is it okay? What do you think? Can these things be arranged?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last question, actually.
The last question was that would it be possible to have a course certificate we would make as PDF, and then the participant could straight away print it out from Moodle?
Yeah, I think that would be possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about those model-specific discussion forums in Farsi language? Would there be?
Yeah, as I showed, there's already a forum discussion in each module.
Okay.
So so we have a forum discussion here, and then to have it in Farsi language, I think this depends on what language the topics are added into.
Okay. Yes. Great.
Yeah.
But we will send you email about this also later. So this can be discussed better later on. But we just wanted to bring this up now.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
What about, here is Matti. So what about the timetable? How much does it take time when you are putting those test questions, multiple choice questions or test questions there? So when you have those, is it?
I don't think that would take much time. It's just a process of uploading them. So
Yes.
I guess in order to complete, to put them, once we have them all gathered, it would be, I guess, at tops a week.
Yes, something like that.
Because probably a week. No,
yes,
yeah.
we have already started to collect those, and now till the end of November we hopefully have all of them, or we must have, so that you have enough time to do that. But everything sounded very, very clear and very good, and also looked somehow very light and at least for me, and what we discussed with Heli. So Heli said that it's very fresh. So thank you.
Yes.
Hello, this is Sharon from University of Sistan and Balochistan. Thanks for the work, excellent facilities. And my question is, for how long after this project and this event, this system will be available for future use?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I mean, after completion of this course or workshop, how long this system will be available for us? For example, after 1 year, 2 years, can we use the system or not?
What will be available? The last part I missed.
I mean, after this project, after completion of this project, this system will be available for use?
Yes, of course.
For how many years? I mean, for example, next year, if I want to actually select other professor or new professor to use the same training material, can we use that system or not?
you very much. This is Amir from Open International University. You just showed us the different module. That module came from different university, you know. But there is a question. There is a question. This is my question and another thing. How is it your job or other to how this module integrating and coming together to support the e-course for all is the Prisma's job or I don't know how it's going to happen.
So one of the tasks in work package 2 is also the development of the educational concept. So basically, together with the work package partners, we arrange these materials. So it's basically Prisma's role to upload these materials, but also the University of Uru's role to gather these materials and coordinate the flow and how. Well, also, I mean, the educational concepts, of course, are decided with the contribution of all partners. But
integrating mean you know different universities have different tastes, you know, to create their module as you know as their context and everything that they have in their university. How you bring them together to create the template to you know give the e-course one e-course. Now she just showed us, you know, different modules, 1, 2, 3, 6 modules. How you know how the combination will be happening.
so you mean in the format of the presentations?
To support the one e-course, to get all the taste from all the universities.
So it's
Yes. I you know create one module from my taste, from my context, from my university, and they did you know by their taste. How you bring them together to you know support your ethos for every lesson.
okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And let me start by greeting everyone and apologizing for not being able to be with you in Rome today. Well, for the week, actually. But anyway, I hope that you're enjoying your time, your stay there, and that the meeting is fruitful. Well, at least the parts that I've been following up, I'm sure they have been. Well, just since we're having already a long session, almost 4 hours long for the entire morning, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. Just a minute, please. Okay. Okay. I suppose you can see the PowerPoint. Okay. Well, okay. I'm seeing it also on YouTube, but there is some delay, so I'm not actually sure of what you're saying. So, regarding the work package, just work package 5, just a very short, well, sum up on what is expected. So the work package 5 deals with the conduction of the quality and evaluation processes, and with the realization of all the tools and all the processes needed to perform effective monitoring and evaluation of the project activities and outcomes. So as you know, it is a continuous process and entails the evaluation of project outputs as well. In this sense, we have started by producing the quality and evaluation plan, which describes the quality and evaluation methodology, defines the indicators, and explains the monitoring procedures. Internal and so in the process, both internal and external quality assurance process are included, and of course they follow what is planned, what is presented in the plan. The main results and processes that are being monitored, and I'm saying are being because some of them have already been, some are in the process, and some will be in the future. First of all, of course, the key project outputs, and these, for instance, to give you an idea, links with deals with the comparative analysis on work package 1, the course platform and the contents on work package 2 and 3, as have already been presented today. How the curriculum has been modernized in work package 4, the project website and dissemination tools in work package 6, and of course the yes. But it is okay, yes, okay. I can you see it now? Yes, I'm in presentation mode now.
Antonio, I think you are sharing the wrong window.
Well,
because you are sharing not the presentation mode, but the PowerPoint slide.
If you exit the PowerPoint that you have and come back. Exit all the PowerPoint that you have and come back.
can you see it now?
Yeah,
Yes,
now it's
now
in
it's okay.
presentation mode.
Now it's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, well, sorry for the mistake. Can you see it now, the second slide? Okay, okay. So, well, because there was a different window and there was a mistake on my part. Anyway, as I said, well, I won't repeat it again, but basically, the main processes and outputs that are being monitored, of course, as I've said, regarding to which work package the, the project outputs comparative analysis on work package 1, the course platform and content, so the course design on work package 2 and 3. How the curriculum has been modernized in work package 4, we'll see that in the following steps of the project. The project website and dissemination tools on work package 6, and of course the management procedures and especially with the meetings and risk and contingency management and so forth in the work package 7. Apart from this, we're also focusing on the progress in work packages, the different ones, and the achievement of the project objectives. Apart from that, also the partner performance, or the different partners' performance, and how they own the project, so what we call the project ownership. Regarding the main outputs and outcomes of the work package, these are the four that have been planned in the application. So regarding quality evaluation plan, definition and application, the quality in the evaluation plan is the indicator of progress and has been completed. and has been updated as well. The quality report for project management is in process at this stage, especially linked with the midterm or interim evaluation. Um, and then there is also the quality report for the products. In this sense, we haven't issued none apart from the meetings because so far none of the work package has really completed a deliverable, with the exception of work package 6 regarding, for instance, the website. But well, that's a different kind of output. And of course, the final quality evaluation report that should be also should be only produced at a later stage of the process of the project duration. Regarding how this is measured, well, what has been planned, what has been foreseen in the plan regards to the project outputs, the project products that are on the repository or the repository of the project, questionnaires and surveys that are being conducted, as you know, and of course some other sources of information. Regarding some of the key points of the work package. Regarding the plan, of course, it was conceived at the start of the process. There was let me just remind you that remind you all that the work package is also co-leaded by the Shahid Shampam University of Arras. So this is a joint coordination, as you know. But regarding the plan, there was it was not possible for them to validate at the start when it was conceived, and so what we have been doing since then has been regularly updating the plan, also based on the evolution of the project, and also how it has been adapted and adjusted in face of the contingency planning. As you know, there was also, I mean, the project is basically running 1 year late. Ilaria has already pointed out that, partly because of the COVID-19 implications, also because some internal issues regarding the payments, as you know. But this has led to the readjustment of the activities in the project, and we also readjusted the plan based on that. So it wasn't really meaningful to have, for instance, the evaluation of products while there was none still. That could be even harming for the project. So we've adjusted the timeline regarding that. For the external evaluator, the terms of reference and the pre-selection of candidates were completed last year, but there was also an issue with how the call for tender would be organized, and also because as we've delayed the products out the production of outputs, it also meant that I mean, made sense that we should also postpone in a sense the timeline of the external evaluation process operation in this sense. So we've basically refocus its activity on the second part or the second and third part of the project, and not for the entire duration of the project. Let me just well share with you that for process now the contract being signed soon, we received four applications from four leading experts in the field and very experienced. Tim Reed from Spain, Morten Flatney from Norway, Terry Anderson from Canada, Eamon Costello from Ireland. So, and all this has been received, and we are completing the final selection of the tender. The first report of the external expert will be submitted before December. Regarding the internal evaluation, as you know, we have been conducting the evaluation of the meetings, of the project meetings. We have completed so far 8 online surveys. But you know, apart from that, we also now have launched the quality evaluation survey for the first part, so the first half of the project duration. We have received the email, and I really would like to stress the importance of participating in this survey, and please complete it by mid next week, if not sooner, whenever I mean, as soon as possible. And also, we have sent special questionnaires to all the work package leaders. One and two work package were the service for one and two were sent to Mati, third for Christos, and also resent now, or forward also to the other colleague, six to Akbar, and seven to Akbar. Regarding the interim content evaluation report, we are now conducting it, and it is based on all of these elements that we've been that I've just presented to you, and also the first external quality report as well. Let me just to finalize in a sense, also present you a brief summary of what has been the evaluation conducted so far, and in which you all have participated, which have in the meetings. We have, as I said, conducted a service for the kickoff and the 6 following meetings, also for the study visit, and in total, during this process, we have received over 60 survey responses, which is a very interesting result. Although the number of responses by a survey has been declining. I'm going to show you now the global result from all of these evaluations. So far regarding but the project meetings are having also a very interesting focus for understanding the project developing. Regarding the first, as you know, the ones who have already been, the first question is also is always linked with the contribution to the preparation of the meeting. As you can see, the agreement is almost just for you to have an overview of how this has developed over the meetings. You can find here the results from each meeting, and you can see it's a consistent result across the duration. This is an interesting part of the survey, which is with the rate of how the meetings have been prepared and conducted. As you can see, from the first meeting, from the meeting to the last one, there have changes in the overall rating, but there is a consistency, and as you can see, of course, there are meetings more successful than others. All the ratings exceed 4 or are very close to 4 and are between 4 and 5 on average. So this is the average for each meeting, which is a very good result. Which is also interesting to see is that if you look at it, one of the best, one of the items which is best rated is the web platform accessibility and usability, which is a little bit almost contradictory with the problems that we had last year. But this is a very interesting indicator anyway. So anyway, as you can see as well, regarding web platform accessibility and usability, it has mostly been well rated. The agenda and supporting documents as well. And the minutes basically as well. So what and logistic organization varies. What has been not so well rated through the process, but always in a very positive with a very positive rating has been the decision making. Regarding the presentations of the different work packages, is also interesting to see on the different meetings how each work package has performed. And you can see that there is a consistency, although with some variations of the different work packages, some usually typically best rated than others, but all of them, as you can see, with ratings that exceed 3.5. Which is also, or 4, which is also a very good result. Regarding communication with the coordination, is it effective or not? And this was a very important topic also because, as you know, of the nature of the consortium, which is a multicultural, multilinguistic one. And as you can see, the result is very positive. Well, it cannot be more positive than this. You can also see across the different meetings that, with one exception, the replies were also consistently positive. Regarding the expectations and the decision making, as you can see, this is not such an impressive result as the previous ones, but even so, it is largely positive. You can see also here the evolution throughout the meetings that this is not so well rated as the other items, but even so, it is consistently positive. This has also to do with decision making, and so how decisions have been implemented. It's better rated even so than the previous one regarding how the process of decision making is effective or not. But even so, it's not so well rated as the best items. As you can see as well, there is almost a consistent understanding of how of consortium understanding of how this item is being should be rated. Regarding feedback, has your feedback been taken into account for the process improvement? This is a very good result, and it is, as you can see, also very consistent across the evaluations at the different meetings. And as you can see, this is overcome. I mean, it's even more important than just a particular meeting, because in these meeting evaluations, what we can clearly track is the evolution of the project processes and dynamics, and how the coordination has been able to deal with these, and how the risk and contingency planning has been effective. Well, just to sum up, there is this issue that, well, it may be a problem, which and clearly it is a limitation, which has been the decline in the number of replies. We started with 24. We're now at 7, which is not as impressive as the first one. But as you can see, as you could see, most of the results have been consistent across the different services. Of course, this decrease in the response rate may have not resulted from the distrust, the partner's distrust or lack of trust in the process, but more as a kind of a consolidated satisfaction with the process. But even so, it may constitute a problem. Some partners, and this has been felt also in the open questions in the service, have felt hard to have a clear vision of the activities and realize what's their role and what is expected of them. This was something that was constant across the different surveys, but even so, I believe that now with the physical meeting, this has been there are good conditions to overcome this. Overall, the project started with much enthusiasm, and it can be also seen in the open questions, and has been run on a positive spirit. There's a good and transparent dialogue amongst the members of the consortium, and it has been ever more so as the project develops. The results from the service also indicate a high level of satisfaction with the quality of the meetings organization, discussion, and reporting. Further improvement has been suggested in what relates to the efficiency of decision making, as I've said. More fluid communication has also been suggested, and this might contribute to strengthen this team, the shared perception and understanding of the project activities by the team. We believe, and that there are some evidences of this, that the absence of physical meetings on year 1 and most of the year 2, this is the first one, has most probably caused disruption in the work process. Also, in the sense that this created an additional difficulty for the project to get speed, and for the consortium to establish its own work processes. Of course, as we've seen, the main problem affecting the project has been a slow pace of activities, but now we seem to be catching up as the project accelerates and has been accelerating since a little bit before the summer. The completion and launch of the course, we believe, could be a decisive moment for the project, as it will involve more all of the partners. It will increase the institutional visibility and impact also of the project, also for the partners, and as also will give them more clear references for the consortium to increase the sense of identity with the project aims and goals, and also to consolidate the ownership of the project. And well, thank you very much. I'll stop here. And if there is any question you'd like to answer, happy to do so. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Streaming, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So many things happening at the same time. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Well, let me also take this opportunity to thank Matteo for actually giving me the time. Because it is important for me, as in the afternoon I'll be busy.
No, Antonio, it was a pleasure. I think that your data show a very important and good situation about the quality assurance. One aspect triggered my attention. That is the one that some partners said that they don't have a clear overview of the project. Probably this depends on the fact that the first meetings was held completely online, and we have to speed up to accelerate, especially in the first stage of the first work packages. I think that now, thanks to this on-site in presence meeting in Rome, we had the possibility to go through all the different activities and have a clear plan up to the end of the project. But I think that is very interesting, and we will see in the next data collection if this aspect will improve. I think that is very important at this point.
Well, I agree with you, Matteo, and there is evidence of this. So we could track how this has developed. So we can basically identify three stages. An initial phase, which people were very enthusiastic about it, the consortium were really happy with how it started. Then, with the impact of the pandemic, there was a clear decrease, a loss of identity, of understanding of the project, a little bit, well, probably because of the isolation and the difficulty to start to engage in the work processes. That affected, of course, the process and how the process was developed. And we can now see that after, well, the first impact of the pandemic, also the sorting out of the administrative and financial issues were also important. Also, the sorting out of the technological, the platform, and the technological difficulties that some of the partners felt as well. And all of them have felt more confident. Also, felt some trust, clear trust regarding the ability of the coordination to solve the issues, and that generated also more engagement. Also important was the fact that they started to see things happening. The course is being produced. Now we can see that. We can see also some other elements. The website was on site and so on. So this was important to give a new momentum to the project. One or two issues that I'd like to, well, one or two comments that maybe it's important regarding, for instance, the website and the dissemination. This has been consistently not so well rated as the other elements. And regarding the website, maybe we can, I mean, in now the next reporting, we can work with Akbar in the sense of having a clear understanding what should be public and not, what should be available for everyone to access and use and not. Well, this is an area that could be improved. Also, I would mention that this discussion that has been held today regarding the organization, and that you actually have raised yourself, Matteo, how these will actually can lead to change, to positive change and to modernization of the curriculum. This is a critical element of the project and should be a focus of attention for the next part of the project. Also, because this will be one of the key elements that will be monitored by the external evaluator. And that's also why we've delayed a little bit his timeline in order not for him not to come too soon. You see, and to be able to see the project already more consolidated in terms of the outputs. But well, basically, this is what we can gather from the elements that we've collected.
Antonio, from the partners, they're quite exhausted. You can't see their faces. I can tell you they are exhausted.
Well, let
But
me just share with everyone that I've started this meeting. In my time, it was 8:30 in the morning, so I can
yes, you're right.
I can feel your pain.
Yeah, but it was even related to your presentation, as you said, the decision making before this meeting, at least from my perception, has been a little bit difficult because when you don't meet, everything becomes better. And today we managed to decide on something very important, that is the timeline for the next for the work package 2 and work package 3, and we all agreed, so everything went smoothly. The communication flows more effectively if we need. So as you said, now that the meetings started again, I think that even if the marks were not very low in the decision making, now I think that they will increase, and the project will become more, everything will develop more smoothly. This is my perception from here.
Yes, actually, Sarah, I agree with you, and there is also an interesting element of reflection. We didn't have many online meetings. What we missed the first kickoff meeting in presence. That was the trick. If we had that meeting, but all the subsequent online meetings would have been more productive. That's the issue here.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think that now we can have the lunch break. So thank you, Matteo. Thank you, Morfini. Thank you, Antonio. Thanks a lot. We really hope to see you all once in the near future. Thank you very much for the presentation, for your time. And yeah, of course, we will send the minutes and all the presentation. We will share everything that has been conducted, or everything that's been developed in these days in the Google Drive folder of the UNITEL project. So thanks a lot. I will show the partners so that you don't just see me.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah, as well.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you,
a nice
guys.
lunch.
See you soon.
Bye bye, guys. Sarah, see you tomorrow.
Sorry?
See you. Bye-bye, Matteo.
Bye.
Ciao, Antonio. Grazie.
Next.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is 2:30.
Sei muta.
Matteo. 2:30 from here, and then we go in another premise. Yes, we meet here and then we go together. Matteo.
Sei muto.
Eh? sentono tutti.
Muto. Mo te sento.
Stanno andando a pranzo.
Loro oggi vanno di là a Vittoria Colonna, giusto?
Vanno a Colonna, facciamo una registrazione di 2 o 3 interviste e poi
Ok.
dopo loro si vedono, ritornano qua a Plinio perché si vogliono vedere e vogliono riunirsi per fare delle cose. E soprattutto che hanno a che vedere con la parte amministrativa, si vogliono fare insieme delle cose tra di loro gli iraniani. Quindi ritornano tra le 4 e le 6 stanno qua.
Va bene.
Ok?
Sì, noi ci vediamo domani mattina tanto.
Va bene, ci vediamo
A che ora
domani.
cominciamo domani?
9:30.
Perfetto.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao, grazie a te.
Ciao. Alle 2:30. Yeah. Yeah, will happen today when we go there. We will record there. Mm. When we go there, the other press. Yes. You're welcome. Thank you. È stanca, lo sguardo perso. È andata. Il peggio è andato. Sì, è andato anche molto bene. Se no l'abbiamo deciso in 2 secondi quando facciamo il corso, io non me l'aspettavo proprio. Mi sembra che è andato bene, tu hai un'impressione differente? Allora, tu che fai? Vieni con noi da subito o ci raggiungi? No, no, aspetta. Yes, you can leave everything.